Aloha and welcome back to Transformational Tea. And today we're going to talk about having a purpose to our lives and what is stopping us from living a purposeful life. Many people want to know, what is their sole purpose? At different times of our lives, we are really searching, trying on many different coats to see which one fits. And there are many reasons that we're challenged in finding out what our true purpose is. Sometimes we may even know what our purpose is, but don't follow through with attaining it. That seems even more challenging. One of the biggest fears that is in the way is one that most people don't want to acknowledge at all, and that's the fear of death, the fear of survival. This is a primary fear within all of us. We're in denial of this fear by living in constant fear of death or denying that we will never die until it finally happens. This is an unconscious fear that has evolved, and it's created the duality of good and evil. It's been a powerful force in the world. And as we have evolved into a state where people are living longer than they have in thousands of years, it seems like it's less. But it's still there, except that it's under wraps because we live in denial of it. We're born, we live for some time, and then we die. The question that is posed in our lives is, what is the purpose of my life? We want to stay healthy, to live a long life, but why? Why would we want to live a long life when we don't know why we're here? A core purpose that we have is to evolve, to come into knowing. We come into knowing very little consciously, and every day we're evolving and changing, and we don't even realize it, that this is such a part of who we are and why we're here on the planet. We are each creative individuals, completely different in our evolution from each other. And as we face each fear that comes up, we grow into a state of relaxation and acceptance of each other and the world. The fact that we die is such a powerful force of pressure. And with some of us, it's under wraps. It's like the pressure that is creating the turbulence in our life that keeps us from knowing who we are and what we're here to do. The fact that we die can create a lot of pain as well. And in doing so, one has to face their fears to fulfill their dreams. Fear is not even a real thing. But our minds make our fears real. So we keep trying to avoid fear instead of looking at it and seeing that it is a projection of the mind that physically affects the body. Because when we have fear, each thought that we have creates a reaction in our body, a real physical reaction. So the fear feels real. Most humans do not like surprises or change. So we create dogmas and philosophies that we can live under that keep us from looking at our fears. If I just live my life this certain way, I will never have to face any more pain. I know this sounds strange, but what I'm going to say is powerful, and to understand the concept that I'm going to share might be really helpful. As we release fears, we move into a state of peace, a state of freedom. So many people avoid thinking about fulfilling their purpose at all because they would have to face their deepest fears. And the fear of pain is huge as well as the fear of death. We compromise and we believe what the collective is telling us about how to live our lives, what's the best food, where to vacation, how much money we should make, where our children should go to school, and on and on. We become trapped by our responsibilities that we think we should take on. Our government, basically, we become trapped by the belief in duality. Don't be afraid to follow your dreams. Our fears keep us from opening up to the amazing beings that we are, to what we can do or share, especially sharing love on this planet. When we don't pay attention to this fear, our life becomes hollow and we have little energy for the excitement of life. Our life almost appears to be gray and tired, even if we're successful to the outside world. We don't really have a center to go back to. Almost like living half a life. Another way this fear manifests with people is in becoming involved or addicted to living their lives in the extreme. People who can't stop moving or taking extreme risks, living at such a pace that they never have time to move into the stillness and the silence of themselves. When you look into your fear of death, you develop an understanding of yourself and others. You develop a deep level of compassion and authenticity. But when we live in acceptance of this fear, to stay open to the unknown and continual change, we live in the totality of who we are, with our fears and our dreams, and we accept them, and we accept our own nature and life.